always shared our journey on social media, from snippets of our life. Being that we're far from home, we always wanted to show our updates online to keep close with family and friends that were back home.
And so she just like to take pictures too.
I do, that's true. So in showing our life, we love to do events at home. So along the journey during COVID, one of my braiders,
yeah,
she recognized that we had been doing parties just around the house for our friends. We would do pool parties, dinner parties, just things that we wanted to be beautiful. Coming from the South, we believe in Southern hospitality, so we would invite people into our home and just have beautiful celebrations for them. Yes. And she gave a referral to her friend, and her friend gave me a call. Now, I want to preface this by saying I am a licensed clinical social worker, so I was a therapist. So when I initially got the call, I actually thought that I was getting referred for a therapist client. It turned out to be so much more on the phone call as she's talking. I honestly wasn't trying to give away that I didn't know what the call was about, but eventually she gave way that she wanted us to design a graduation party for her daughter. As we know, during COVID, the world shut down. That meant that students that were in school did not have the means to have a formal graduation. So this mother called me, desperately wanted me to help her. She said I came highly recommended, and I was like, recommended for events? How? I ended the call and I said, well, let me get back to you. I haven't done something like this, but I want to kind of think some things over and I'll follow up with you. I then called my husband,
yes,
who definitely told me, he was like, what do you mean? This is absolutely something that we can do.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but he did.
Yeah, so when she called and initially told me, I'm like, okay, we can definitely do that. And she like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, especially if somebody's willing to pay us, at least I'm willing to try it out. You know, I know she was a little more scared, maybe because her name and reputation was kind of more on the line than mine.
Definitely.
I'm kind of like in the background, like, yeah, let's do it, kind of cheering her on. But ultimately, I felt confident that we both can do it. We definitely have put on some nice parties and events at our house. So, you know, we never thought about actually going into doing events or doing it for anybody else, but I did feel confident that we could do it, especially if somebody was going to be willing to give us a chance and invest in it and actually pay us, compensate us as well. So
yeah, so he took that opportunity. He started sourcing everything locally.
Yes.
I honestly did not even know who to call for chairs, who to call for linens, any of those things. But he did that back end work.
Yeah, Google's your best friend.
Google was our best friend. And I brought the proposal to the client. Keep in mind, we don't have an invoice system.
Yes.
We don't have a proposal system. There is no infrastructure.
Right.
So at this time, we were literally winging it. And by the grace of God, this woman said, I trust you guys. Here is the money. Let's get it done. We laid out the event and literally everything unfolded perfectly. Like when we saw it, we were shocked that we did it.
Yeah, we did it. Right.
So,
it was pretty amazing. From just the decorations,
balloons, table. We brought in a stage.
I think we even did the desserts and treats, and yeah, we did a lot. But the client was very happy. Her daughter was happy. And that was kind of something that kind of touched and moved us inside, was the fact that we did bring
that was the first
life.
step into our journey as entrepreneurs.
Yes.
At the graduation event, again, my braider who made the referral actually ended up being our second client.
Yes.
She contacted us, and after much prayer and just kind of trying to see, like, we knew that it was fun, we knew that we enjoyed it, but we still weren't really sold into the fact that we could be event planners.
Yeah.
I think along the lines of us trying to figure out specifically what we wanted to do, we just kind of navigated the journey, as I said, and we were just in prayer. One day while at the store, I was with my husband, I was with my mother, and I saw these green pillows. Think of like maybe a plushie, but to me it looked like slime. I remember this moment so vividly because when I saw that green pillow, I said, I wanna do a slime party.
Yeah.
And I looked at my husband, I told my mom, and they said, buy the pillows. Like, they were urging me to take this leap of faith that I wasn't quite ready to take, and I just left them there.
Yeah, so mind you, my wife, she goes to the store, likes to shop. So of course she like, I want to get these pillows, do a slime party. I'm thinking like, who's gonna do a slime party? But hey, you want to buy the pillows, whatever, we'll buy them. after a couple weeks, if nothing happening, she'll take them back.
Yeah.
That's what my thought was, so I really didn't care. But she was like she's saying, she was kind of like, it was on her heart. She was looking at different parties and different things. She was doing more researching. So for whatever reason, like she's saying, she prayed and God, I don't know, touched her about doing some slime party. And
Yes.
what, literally maybe a couple days, a week later?
No, not a couple days. That night,
Okay.
my braider called me, and so there were a few, I would almost say maybe 6 weeks in between the initial party and now this new party that was going to be coming up. So we got the call from the braider or from my hairstylist. We got the call from my hairstylist, and she ended up making a request for TP parties. So in my research, we had kind of considered, do we want to do children's parties? What kind of parties we'd be doing?
Right.
So when I saw the TPs, I again looked to my husband and said, hey, can you build these for me? So he was like, yeah, I could build those for you. So the night after seeing the slime pillows, I get a call and she says, hey, I want to do a party for my daughter. Do you all know where I can either find these or can you make them for me to buy? So I said,
she's talking about the TPs.
Yeah, the TPs. So I look at my husband, I'm right by him, I'm looking at him and I'm like, she's asking about the TPs, can you make them? And so what I ended up requesting of the client was, well, instead of us making them for you to purchase, can we make them and rent them to you for a lesser price? So that way we can continue to use it
if people want to use it.
Absolutely. So she was like, yes, I don't want to store them, I don't want to do any of those things. So we took the TP party and she said, well, I don't want to do a unicorn party. At this time, it was like unicorns. You know, every year there's like a trending event going on. So it was unicorns that year. She said, I don't want to do that. I want to do a slime party. And I looked at my husband and just internally, like I promise you, my heart skipped a beat. Because I was like, God heard my prayer. It was really an emotional moment because God was so specific in that it was slime, and I had just seen the slime pillows. So I obviously ran to the store and picked up my pillows, and we had a slime party. The very next moment that would be influential in our business was, again, looking around, searching, and I saw these beautiful picnic tables. A friend of mine had called me and said, have you seen these picnic tables? Again, I called my main man, and I said, listen,
can I build
the table, please?
And of course, I'm like, yeah, whatever.
He built that table.
Picnic table.
And picnics is what ultimately changed the trajectory of our business.
Yeah. So after that?
So after the graduation party, I was on a high. I felt like, wow, we've done this. We can probably do it again.
Right. And it was kind of fun. It was fun, the creativeness, putting things together.
It was us, it was our children, it was our family.
Right.
So
and the fact that somebody actually paid us, they was happy, you know, everybody enjoyed it. So we just, I don't know. She more so than anything just kind of got the hunger and just kind of looking and kind of thinking like, dang, I would like to possibly do another party. And of course just researching and looking online.
Pinterest was my best friend.
Pinterest, yes.
I was seeing so many different parties and getting excited. And one of my local go-tos is Home Goods. So in that excitement, I found myself in the store, wandering down the aisles and just seeing what existed. What could I see that would inspire me to take possibly a next step?
So, you know, after doing the first event, of course I was excited about that. You know, the fact that somebody actually paid us, we was able to earn some money from it. Now, mind you, of course, again, it's the pandemic, so everything is pretty much shut down. So this was kind of something, I don't know, I thought would be like a little hobby for her. You know, I don't know, you know, if anybody else was going to continue to call us, or, you know, if she was going to be able to make any more connections, you know, but I was going to be there to support her if it, you know, continue on. But overall, I'd say like the first few events, I didn't even really think it would be an actual business at that particular moment. I still thought it was just something, you know, that we were just gonna do as a hobby, something we'll do from time and time again.
I knew that I needed my husband to be in it with me. As I said, he was the muscle behind the business. When I conjured up these ideas, he was the executor in a lot of instances because we were building props to build up the business and do the things that we wanted to do. So from there, I knew that there was a need for him in the business. I'll be honest also and say that.
Did you know it was gonna be a business? Was that your ultimate goal? Or?
That wasn't my goal, but I think that people were so enthralled by us.
Right,
like they were like, look at this black couple. These were the things people were saying to us. Look at this couple working together. They have their kids in it.
Because of course she was recording everything.
At this point,
the whole process, me building stuff.
I don't even think I thought of that as any kind of content. Like content today, like that isn't even what I was doing. I was just showing like, look how cool, like we're building these things with our hands.
Right.
So we're painting together and I'm just showing all of it. And it became very clear to me that I needed him in the business. It might have been accidental, but I think that as soon as it clicked in my head, I was intentional in seeking you out to join me.
I think more than anything, kind of the thing, but I think you kept praying about it.
Yes. And
when certain events and certain specific things were happening that we felt that God was answering, very specifically. I think for her, she knew, and I kind of felt like, okay, I got another event. We got another event. You know,
I'm like,
after
hey,
a while, it
God is blessing us. He's saying you need to do it with me.
Right, yeah. She kept telling me that. She kept trying to sell me on doing it full time, which it took a while for me to come on board full time. But hey, if you willing to do this, cool, I support you. I do everything that I can to help you out, to make sure you're successful. But initially this was her thing, to be honest. I mean, yes, I was a part of it. Yes, I like being creative with her and coming up with designs myself. But ultimately I kind of put the weight on her, put her in the driver's seat to actually kind of keep pursuing it and kind of keep it moving. So, and she did. So that was a good thing.
We were ultimately balancing love and money, or love and business, right? Marriage and business.
Yes.
We were trying to find a way to intertwine the two, and as he said, he put me in the driver's seat, but that would ultimately create an imbalance on the roles that we had in our home.
Yeah.
So what that means for me, love and money, is that finding a cohesive way to integrate what we do so well on the marital end into our business lives. And I feel like for us, though we had some kinks, we worked through it, and that is ultimately what leads to our thriving business.
Yeah. And for me, when I think of love and money, for me it was just more so the love that I have for her and our marriage and the journey and the things that we had created in our just personal life, you know, from her trusting me and moving all the way across the country to the other side of the U.S. But you know, her following me, us, you know, having kids, us, you know, we got our house built. We ended up purchasing a home. So it was just the love of us kind of like accomplishing more things in life. And this was something that she initially went out and, you know, kind of kept pursuing since God was definitely speaking to her and speaking to us. And it was just about supporting her, you know, and getting into business. It was, you know, the same way with anything that we do. We both gonna tag team it. We both gonna put our best foot forward.
Yeah.
And you know, just see how God blesses us. So
yeah, we're committing to building it, babe. Yeah. We built it.
Yeah. So it was just the love from within us, and then the love of going into business together.
Love and money.
Love and money.